So you're looking to do Iron Twins, but you're having a hard time. I got probably the easiest team of all time here, but you be the judge. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? I am talking about Iron Twins in Raid today because I've been working on a free-to-play friendly team. I've had a lot of questions recently about Iron Twins and what can I do in order to be running stage 15. First of all, I do recommend running stage 15. If you are not farming stage 15, or you're not after this video, then I would suggest, not putting energy into here every day. But I do recommend putting energy in and the gems every Sunday. Personally, I try when I remember and have time to use my keys every day in Iron Twins, and that's going to give me a little bit of resources every day that adds up over time. Are the resources good? No, they're not. But I still do it anyway. And I've used a lot of teams over the time here in Iron Twins, but this one in particular, I tried my very best to make it accessible as possible. And there are basically replacements for almost everyone. Yeah. So let's jump in and dive in and look at the team, and then I'll explain more. So, once you unlock and you're ready for stage 15, you should be at a point where you have Mythrala and at least Syl of the Drakes. The Physics in this team, I think, can just be anybody with an ally protect. Anybody with any type of protective abilities is going to work here. I don't think that she's really that important. She's in a provoke set, so it's not the gear that she's in or anything like that. But the epic that was the key here is Venomage, because Venomage has this passive that you're going to take less damage. And obviously we all know Venomage is an amazing champion. I bet some of you have even tried her in this team. But Venomage, in combination with Syl and Mythrala, makes up the core of the team. The Husk is great. It can really be anybody. I don't care. If you have Geomancer, he works great. If you have a Newt or a Wallmaster or a Chrysia, somebody awesome. And then your Physics, I think, can be anybody, including block damage champions. I don't think that she's important. It's just some type of protective champion. Now, what else do you need here? You don't need empowerments. You do not need empowerments. Another great champion to use here is going to be Pythion. He makes your team extremely survivable. And last but not least, you need a legendary with Brimstone, preferably a 5-star blessing, but it doesn't have to be. It will just speed it up because the boss can't cleanse it, which you're going to see in the run today. So let's jump in here. I do have Venomage in regen, which I think is the best build for Venomage, and maybe some of my stats are a little bit harder to achieve than what is necessary, but you can always add more survivability. Let's say you add another reviver with resistance or some other type of protective champion in Husk's spot. I do have Syl of the Drakes built for resistance. Mythrala is also built for resistance, and they do have a little bit of speed on them as well, and that might be something you need to work towards. So the Husk spot, maybe that could be a turn meter booster if necessary. Okay, let's jump in and see the team in action here. I'm excited to share this with you guys. When you're watching this run, be sure to follow the big hits from the Brimstone up here. That's going to be the majority of the damage. And then Husk doing a little bit of enemy max HP hits. Physics is going to be protecting us. And our wonderful epic over here is going to be putting up some decreased attack, the heal reduction to protect us a little bit. We're going to have Mythrala, who's cleansing the debuffs. And our goal is actually pretty hefty for resistance. So I do have Syl of the Drakes in a resistance build, but I think that you'll find that that is nice. That is nice for other content. So let's see and watch the rest of the run here. What else is important? You want to make sure that you're not killing the boss too quickly, but also not too slowly. The quicker you kill the boss, the, you see, the more attacks he's going to get. But if you kill him too slowly, then the stacks build up on your champions, and then he's going to just kill you. So you definitely need some speed on Scylla the Drakes. I've found like 250 speed to be a good speed range for her. And then that way she's taking her turns, healing your team. And we'll take a look at the builds here in a moment. Dead. Okay, perfect. All right, and this is like the best balance. Now, if you're having a hard time with survivability, you can put Scylla the Drakes in regen. That will be very good. But also, you are going to need to have resistance on her. That's going to be pretty important for consistency. You will be able to beat this if she doesn't have resistance, but it won't be as consistent. If you do have Geomancer, I highly recommend putting him in here. He will not only speed it up, but it'll help you with survivability. And as I said, Pythion is a great addition. A block damage champion's a great addition. The block damage teams do still work. So if you want to build that with a bunch of Pain Keepers and block damage champions, that would be another option. But I want something that doesn't take 20 minutes that is also going to be consistent. So let's come in here and let's take a look at the builds, and then you can let me know how free-to-play friendly they are. You can just ignore this gear set, the immunity. It's not important. It's just something that I was testing. We're going to just pay attention to her stats. She has as much resistance and accuracy as we can get. And I think that that is a very good idea. If you have less than that, it's fine. You just need a total of 500 or more. The 250 speed, again, very good break point for a lot of your champions. If you can get them that fast, that is good. I do have Vizix in a provoke set. That's not important. But her speed is up in that 250 range. You can just use whatever sets on her. You can see there's not a lot of effort put into, like, Ascension or like crazy stats on this or anything. If you think this is crazy stats, then you probably aren't ready to do Iron Twins 15 yet. Just be a little bit more patient until you can make this type of a build. Using a couple of important gear sets here: Protection for extra resistance, Righteous for extra resistance, Immortal for extra HP and healing. We have gotten Scylla the Drakes up near the 250, and with the 500 resistance, you probably could go a little bit less here, like 450 maybe, but I've liked the 500 to get me in a very manageable, consistent range. The Husk is in Slayer. I don't think that that is a requirement, but it is helpful. And he's not particularly fast. Just whatever build that you need on him would be great. I think it'd be crazy to get 500 resistance on him too, but that would be an endgame build. I was testing Mordecai in there, but I could not get him to work. And the Venom Age was really the key to making this team work for me. Here is her build. She's in regen, 241. She does have accuracy, and the resistance is not important. So, is that team relatable? You can use an aura to help you get to the necessary stats. For example, maybe you want to put somebody in there with a resistance aura, whoever you have on your account. That would help you get to the necessary requirements. Somebody like an Alsgore could keep your team alive, as well as giving you that resistance aura. There's a lot of other champions you could use there as well, like Rector Drath is a viable option, except her aura does not work. So one way to see what auras would work would be go down here and we want a dungeon aura or campaign. The reason why we want campaign is because that would be all battles. Is Hoffrey's all battles? Hoffrey's could be a fun one. I like that. And obviously the GOAT is going to be Pythion here, and he will be very helpful in a lot of content. Okay, so I think we'll just keep it short and sweet there. There is a lot of things that you can do here to improve this team. For example, if you have any other better enemy max HP champions, that can go in that spot. A block damage champion could just make it very easy for survivability. Then you wouldn't need all of the resistance all of the time. There's a lot of things that can be done here. Just for transparency's sake, I will show you my team as well, if I can find it here. I run a bunch of enemy max HP champions and then a reset champion, and it's pretty fast. And you can do that too. You can just throw in like any reviver with resistance or any block damage champion and then enemy max HP champions. That will all work. So let me know what you think about this team. How good did I do helping the free-to-play community or the mid-game players? Have I presented a team that is reasonable and achievable, or did I miss the mark? What are the teams that you guys use? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.